Hello everyone. In this video we're going to cover lack of motivation. So if you are feeling unmotivated, if you just can't get yourself to do the things that you know you need to do, why? In this video we're going to cover the top 3 reasons why. We're going to go in order of most complex to least complex. So let's dig in. The number one reason why is, believe it or not, it's an overarching, dominating feeling, vibration of hopelessness. Okay, so this especially holds true during the pandemic. For those of you who are watching this video years later after 2020, it's hopelessness. I'm going to explain it via the lens of COVID-19. Okay, so COVID-19 hit, right? And so a lot of people the way they're going to derive their income is shifting and changing. So there's an overwhelming, overarching vibration feeling of uncertainty. When there's high degrees of uncertainty, your guaranteed sense of safety isn't there as strong as it used to be. You used to know I'd go to work, I'd go to the restaurant, I would work this many hours, I'd get this paycheck, I would get this much in tips. You had a loose idea. If that's been taken away, your sense of security, your sense of safety has been replaced with a vibration of uncertainty, okay? So that's the first thing that you have to become aware of. That if you're feeling helpless, it's likely because there's a high degree of uncertainty and it's beyond your threshold. So every individual person has their own unique preferences, their own unique risk tolerance is what it's called. If you're operating above your personal risk tolerance, it's the amount of uncertainty in your life is too high. Okay, so now that you know that, now it's what are things that you could do to bring your attention, because law of attraction, what you focus on, you get more of. So what can you start focusing on that has a vibration of certainty, a vibration of safety? So you can, of course, do things for your root chakra. You can, if you're into yoga, you can find a yoga instructor who has, a root chakra grounding sequence and series. You can do the root chakra chant LAM, L-A-M. That's one of my favorites. I love to play that in the background or while I sleep. You can just find it on YouTube, LAM, L-A-M, root chakra chant. Find a pitch or hertz that you like it at and listen to it. You can do something basic. I know that if I take this action, X will happen. If I turn my light switch up, the light will turn on. If it doesn't turn on, I know it's because the light bulb either needs to get changed or I need to pay the bill. Those are all things that you're certain of. I'm certain if I go to the farmer's market, this farmer has always had XYZ product for me. I'm certain. What are you certain of? And just spend a minute or two every day, not much, just a minute or two, and draw your focus to what is certain. If I throw this in the washing machine, it will be washed. If I throw this in the dryer, it will be dried. This is a green shirt. I'm certain of that, and I'm going to put it on. You just need to draw your attention to what you're certain of. Okay, so now that you've kind of embraced and accepted that there is just a higher risk tolerance, a higher degree of uncertainty in your life, there's 2 common sub-reactions people are going to have from this. And that's hopeless. It's if you could just admit, instead of saying I'm unmotivated, because number one, your thoughts create your belief system, create your reality. If you say I'm unmotivated, if you keep saying it, guess what's going to happen? You're going to create a belief system that you're lazy, that you don't do anything, and what becomes in your reality, you're sleeping all day, you're not even shaving, you're not even showering. Instead, I feel like I don't want to do anything. I feel like I don't want to do anything. When you say the words I feel, it loosens up the energy because feelings are temporary, passing experiences. So that's at least going to low. As of right now, I feel like I don't want to do anything. My motivation is just a little bit lower than it usually is, and I feel like I hope that will turn around. That's a much better place to be in. From there, you want to admit that core feeling. If I feel hopeless, I feel like even if I try my hardest, and even if I go all out right now, it's not going to yield me the results that I want. I'm doomed to fail. This is for those of you who like the book The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. This is that inherently flawed premise that he has in there. No matter what I do, it's never going to be good enough because I'm inherently flawed. Okay, so for those of you who haven't read The Big Leap, don't worry about it. It's just this overarching feeling of hopelessness. No matter what I do, it's never going to be good enough. So the reason why this is a bigger deal during COVID and the pandemic is because it's, even if I go all out, try my hardest, run a Facebook ad campaign, do all this great marketing, network, promote it, COVID's hit and it's decimated the economy and no one will have the money to pay me. That's a feeling of powerless. It's a feeling of hopelessness. No matter what I do, it's never going to yield me the results that I want. Your thoughts create your belief system. Your belief system creates your reality. And it's okay if that's where you're at. I remember feeling that when it first hit and it hit my area hard, and the fear and the panic shopping and the grocery store shelves are empty. I was like, oh my God, my business is going to crash no matter what I do because the economy is taking. I'm not an essential worker. And I think it lasted a good 2 weeks. But you want to tend to that vibration of I feel scared. I feel fearful. I feel scared. So you want to soothe yourself. You want to wrap yourself in a blanket. You want to eat that chicken noodle soup or whatever your personal healthy comfort food might be. You want to soothe and tend to those emotions first. 99% of manifestations, the first 99% of a manifestation is the emotional journey. Once you tend to that sense of safety, so you feel some sense of safety, then tend to the helplessness. Okay, and so this is where, let's go over the second response. The second response, instead of being able to willingly get to hopelessness right away, it's likely because you're going to now say, I feel depressed. If you go from I'm unmotivated, it's because I'm depressed. This is going to be especially true for those of you who aren't showering, you're not getting outside and walking. If you can't go outside because you're in a heavily populated area, you're not even doing like beachbodyonline.com, you're not even doing the free yoga videos online to get your body moving. Maybe you're sleeping in bed, you're not showering, you're not even like cooking healthy food, okay? And so then you go, oh, well, I'm depressed. But again, listen to what I said earlier in this video. You have to say, I feel depressed. I feel depressed. I feel like I don't want to do much right now. And you're going to notice that it's the exact same advice I already gave you. Depression is a feeling of hopelessness. It's just an added layer of buffering. It's an added easy, I don't want to say excuse, but it's an extra justification, an extra reason. Like, oh, I feel unmotivated because I'm depressed. You have to allow it. Depression is real. A feeling of hopelessness, a feeling of powerlessness. No matter what I do, it's never going to be good enough. That's a genuine, legit feeling. You want to navigate through that though. I feel like I don't want to do much right now. Okay, so you already know that. If the depression is there, it's likely because one of your main coping mechanisms is avoidance. So depression is the state of hopelessness coupled with a coping mechanism of avoidance. Okay, so you just need to become aware of that. And from here, I've been able to walk quite a few of my one-on-one clients. I've been able to walk them through to the next point of, if this is where you are right now, you very likely didn't feel, okay, if you didn't feel hopeless before COVID, that means your business was doing well, things were going well, okay, but COVID came in and just like knocked your industry out. So this is where you have to be in the process of adjusting to the new. You have to be, wow, my industry just got decimated. I now need to discover and learn a new way to earn money. Do you see how all of that focus is all on the solution? Instead of downward spiraling into despair or whatever you might be feeling over, my industry's been ruined, my business that I've been doing for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I can't do it anymore, I can never provide for myself. Go straight to the solution. Oh my God, I can't earn money this way anymore. I feel sad. My business just crumbled. I put so much time, love, and energy there. And perhaps I delay people off, and that doesn't feel good. I don't like that I had to do that. This doesn't feel good. Like, universe, I want to know a new way to earn money. That's where you want to be quicker. So let me give you an example. I was reading a newspaper article about sex workers, guys. I would argue I'm not an economist, but restaurants and I can't believe I'm talking about this in one of my videos. The porn industry has been hit pretty hard by this. Like, they're shut down everywhere. They can't do that. That is nothing but swapping COVID germs. And the news article was about sex workers who actually morphed their basement into a hand sanitizing manufacturing plant. Guys, that's one of the most sought after items in this pandemic, and they were able to stay up to speed with their emotions, process them, and focus on the solution. How can we still earn money? How can we still provide for ourselves well during this time frame? They followed their inner beings. They learned how to make the sanitizing products, how to follow all the proper rules, get certified by their local government so that they can start selling it, so they can earn money. Be in that place. Okay, so the second category here would be for those of you who felt hopeless before COVID hit. This is where you have to admit your business wasn't doing as well as you thought it would be doing before COVID hit. And now that COVID's hit, it is an added, it's a you can blame COVID instead of yourself. You can go, well, gosh, I was barely scraping by my business beforehand, and now COVID's hit, so now there's even less reason for me to feel hopeful now. Okay, so I want you to be aware that it's an overarching feeling of hopelessness, and you want to just admit that, because once you admit where you're at, now you're in alignment. When you're in alignment, you can go, I feel hopeless, and I know I want to experience blank, blank, blank. I want to experience a 6-figure income. I want to experience how I'm going to earn clients with this feeling of hopelessness. I want to figure out how I'm going to get my business thriving and booming during a pandemic. Once you know where you're at, then you state your rocket of desire. And your rocket of desire, your step 1 law of attraction ask, it's like putting the starting point into Google Maps and the end point. You have to admit, I feel hopeless and I desire that. And then you let your inner being, you follow your intuitive hits. Oh, you want me to do this podcast? Oh, you want me to do this Facebook Live on this topic? You have to follow those impulses. And what's going to happen if you're in a place of hopelessness? And if you don't tend to that emotion, that's why I said the first thing you need to do is tend to that emotion. Because if you don't tend to that emotion and you feel hopeless no matter what I do, it's never going to be good enough, and you get an idea, do that Facebook Live, you're going to dismiss that idea and go, that's dumb. A Facebook Live isn't going to get me a client. You just dismissed what your own internal guidance system gave you as your next step. Your inner being knows exactly where you're at and where the steps you need to take to get towards your desire. Guys, I've done one Facebook Live and gotten a client. I've done one YouTube video. I saw your YouTube video. I knew I needed to work with you. I have had experiences where someone saw a YouTube video and they've been following for me a while and then booked. So it goes both ways. Sometimes one video is all it takes. Sometimes it's your video and they see your testimonials. Sometimes they've been following you for a while, but can you at least be open to that step? Because let's say you're a criminal lawyer. Yeah, a lot of the courts are slowing down right now. They are. They're postponing trials and stuff. But what about that inmate who was wrongfully charged and is now thinking, you know what, I want to do something about this. I need a lawyer. And if you were to do a Facebook Live, his friend, his homie outside of jail might be like, hey, I think I know your lawyer. This guy just did a topic on XYZ. That's your situation. Well, get in contact with him. Let's hire him. If you don't do that Facebook Live, you're not going to help that guy. And that's why you're in business, right? Because you want to help that guy or that girl, whatever. Get to an emotional state where you can follow your impulses. Okay, so now the second reason why you might feel unmotivated, and this one's not as emotionally intense as the first one, so don't worry. This one is actually for those of you, believe it or not, it's because you're doing too much. I have a video called 3 Pillars of Life. You'll see me. I was in a different emotional state when I made that video. But in there, I talk about your emotional health, your mental health, and your physical health. If your mental health is overflowing right now, guess what? The physical area with the amount of time that you have to be productive is going to go down because you're overflowing in the other area. If you're also in your physical area, if you have too much that you could possibly get done in that day, of course you're not going to get it all done. Instead of just admitting, I think I took too much on, you're judging yourself and being hard on yourself, calling yourself lazy, calling yourself unmotivated. For most of you who are in this category, it's actually because you're putting your passion on hold because you're taking care of other people. But they need help with this. But they're suffering worse than me. If I don't help them, then they're truly going to dip into despair. So after you go and be hero, after you go and save them, she was going to get kicked out. I had to run over and give her cash, or she was going to get kicked out. You're running and you're spending 2, 3, 4 hours chasing down the money, chasing where to go, saving them. Then by the time you get back home, you're like, well, I didn't get this done. Well, I didn't get this done. It's because you were too busy taking care of other people. Now, let me give you another example. I know someone who's an alcoholic. They haven't admitted to themselves at all. And it's because they have a great excuse. They have a neighbor who is a full-blown, I love drinking, drink with me. They always come with a lot of alcohol. They're always, hey, it's Wednesday night, let's go out. So the person I know that is an alcoholic, it's easy for them to justify that they're not. They're like, oh, I'm not an alcoholic, it's my neighbor. My neighbor just always like brings alcohol over, and when I say I'm done, they pour more alcohol in my cup. Guys, I think that example is kind of obvious. If not, hit me in the comments with some questions after this. Because if you don't want to drink and someone pours more alcohol in your cup, you're going to do what I do, which is get up, throw the alcohol down the drain, and fill your cup with water. It's that person doesn't want to admit that they have a problem with alcohol, so use the neighbor as a good excuse. You don't want to admit that you're scared to pursue your life passion, to pursue your life mission. You're feeling scared about being vulnerable. You're feeling scared about being authentic. What if I put this video out there, what I'm really passionate about, and I'm made fun of? Instead of admitting that, oh, but they need help. They need help. Okay, guys, let's go over the third reason why you might be feeling unmotivated. Okay, this one's the easiest. This is the lightest emotional one. This one is there's just a little bit of like worry of like, wait, what am I gonna do after I get it all done? What happens when I get all my work done? Then I'm gonna be bored because like you guys when you have like one thing to do the full day, which is like just do your laundry. Oh, I could do it later. Oh, I could do it later. Oh, I'm just enjoying a lazy breakfast, waking up slowly. Oh, I'll do it around noon. Oh, I'll do it after lunch. Oh, I'll stretch and go on a walk. I'll do it when I get back. And then before you know it, it's 9 p.m. at night. Okay, and that definitely holds through during the pandemic too. Because a lot of people, quarantine at home. You have far more time now. You don't have to commute to get to work anymore. Okay, so this one is just, guys, you just get aware. I have so little to do that I'm afraid that I'll get it done and that I won't have anything to do. Clients, coaches who are unmotivated to do work that they owe clients, it's often, but once I complete this work for this client, then I won't have any more client work, and then I have to face the reality that I need another client. So instead of facing the reality that I need the client, you just don't do the current client's work and wrap them up because you're trying to avoid that fear of, oh, I'm afraid of marketing, I'm afraid of sales, I'm afraid of getting the new client. So if you've been catching the drift out of all three of these reasons why you might be feeling lack of motivation, it tends to be because you're trying to avoid a feeling. So there's heavy avoidance coping mechanism in all of this, okay? Okay, so guys, the problem with like, but I only have one thing to do, and you push it off, and you push it off, and you push it off. If you push it off to the next day, then that day you might have to, oh, I need to get my like car registered and do my load of laundry. Well, that will only take me an hour. I could put the load in and then run in. You're gonna push it off another day, another day, another day, and before you know it, a week's gone by. At that point, now your to-do list is stacking up, and then it stacks up, and then you're in a place of overwhelm. When it was simply, hey, I don't know how to get a new client, or I feel worried I'll be bored once I get all this done, or I have nothing to do once all of this is done. I'm afraid of being bored. So instead of allowing yourself to just feel a little bored, you're wasting your time. I'm guilty of it too sometimes, guys. TikTok is very addictive. So you can be a slave to TikTok, or you can go, oh my God, if I log on to TikTok, I tend to get lost in it and spend many hours there. Turn your phone off for the day, get your stuff done, turn it back, and the night, because guys, there's nothing wrong. Wake up, get what you need to get done, and even if you get done by 10 a.m. or 12 noon, then you have the whole rest of the day, and you're going to be able to do that relaxing thing, play video games, read a book, whatever it is you might do to relax, you're going to be able to do it guilt-free. Okay, so this is a little bit of an upper limit. Because if you were to get the thing you need to get done, the one or two small, simple things that you need to get done, then you can enjoy your leisure time guilt-free. If you don't get it done, then when you're doing your leisure time, you're like, oh, I should be doing that. I should be doing that, but I'm being bad, but I'm being lazy. So instead of enjoying, you're actually 50 to 70% enjoying, and then 30, 50% kind of mentally beating yourself up. So guys, if anything, use this as like a wake-up call to treat your mental, your emotional, and your physical health as utmost importance, the relationship between you and you. And I'm not saying you have to be skinny and be a perfect BMI. I'm not. But it's when you wake up, can you put forth time into your mental health, into your physical health, and into your emotional health? Mental health is meditating. You can go on a walking meditation around a lot of trees. You can meditate inside. You can do a self-guided one. You could do a guided one by someone else. Just 15 minutes. 15 minutes to your emotional health. Can you check in with yourself and go, hey, everything that happened yesterday, was that okay with me? The conversation that I had with my partner, when they said this, I had a feeling within me, and take the time to explore it. Was it because I didn't want to do that? Was it because I felt forced? Was it because I felt like he wasn't listening to me? Take the time to explore your emotions at this time. And then tend to your physical health. Can you just like go walk down the block and back? Guys, like it's maybe a mile round trip. When I go do that and just walk back gently, I feel so much better. Can you get a sleep routine? There's studies out there. There's also your personal experience in your life that when you go to bed around the same time, you sleep better. When you sleep better, you feel better. When you feel better, you're more productive during the day. And so that means you want to start winding down an hour before you want your eyes closed and yourself to be in slumber. The hour before, you need to stop stimulating your brain, guys. You need to stop stimulating your brain. No more TikTok, no more Instagram, no more news, no more world politics. No more video games, might be mindless, but no more news. Nothing that heavily stimulates your brain, okay? You want to start turning the lights down in your house. You want to turn the lights down so that your body starts making melatonin so you can get to sleep. You want to like switch it from amped up music to softer music. You want to start an hour before winding down, okay? And this is where you can have a nighttime routine. Like actually brush your teeth, actually take a shower. If you're struggling with motivation, take a shower before you go to bed. You're going to sleep so much better. You're going to wake up more refreshed and more likely to do something. So take a shower, brush your teeth, meditate, color a little bit, journal a little bit. Turn your phone off. Turn your phone off. You don't need any more stimulus. It will be there tomorrow when you wake up. I promise. If someone texts you, if there's an emergency in your life, you got to tend to the emergency. But if an emergency is happening every night, it's time to kind of wake up and reevaluate your life. Okay, so just no new stimulation. When you wake up, Do something to nourish your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and then just go get 1 or 2 things done. I need to pay all my bills. I need to go grocery shopping. I need to make your list and just do 1 or 2. Check in. Do you want to do any more, or do you want to take a break? Time the break, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Set a timer. When the timer goes off, go do one more thing. Check in with yourself. Do I want to do something else, or is it time for another break? Set a timer for your breaks. So guys, I hope this kind of overall just kind of helped you wake up a bit. Wake up to just the emotions that you're feeling that are the underlying emotions causing the physical manifestation of lack of motivation, and be okay that you feel hopeless, because feeling hopeless is just essentially saying, I don't know what to do. My business has been decimated and I don't know what to do. And I know that's step 5, law of attraction, vibrational contrast. Get back into step 1. And I know that I would like to know what to do. I would like to continue earning money, universe. Show me a new way I can provide for my family. Show me how to get clients during COVID. Show me how to do this. Get back into step 1. I hope this video helped you guys. Give me a comment below if you're needing help with this. Send me an email at kelly@kellylunt.com. I'm going to open up a mastermind to help people get back on track and rock and rollin' towards their manifestations. So comment below if you have any little minor questions. Email me if you want a little more in-depth support. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, like, come hang out longer. I love you guys, and just know that you've got this and you're going to figure it out.